kàfáyà àjì ọ̀nàrẹ́bù akínmíyò ọ̀dẹ́jìnì ọlọ́gbọ̀n wọn.
ìrọ̀rùn wàláì tábàlì kún fàdùn àná.
sọ láti níyà omi jùmù àti pásítọ̀ ìlọ́díkì láì.
High Power 102.7 FM ìmúyangàn gbogbo ènìyàn.
Àdàmú tó fẹ́ sọ pé ó mọ̀nà.
You're on to a station that believes in you. We are the pride of the people. This is High Power 102.7 FM, the pride of the people.
The time is 12 o'clock. Good afternoon. Here is Ipa 102.7 FM Midday News. I am Olukemi Ajibola. First, the headlines. Ayedatiwa appoints AAU Vice Chancellor. Senate passes state police bill. On the foreign scene, South Africa takes decisive step against anti-migrant violence. And in sports, Alan Shearer predicts 2026 World Cup tournament winner. Details of this and more in a moment. Please stay tuned. Glad to have you back, and now the news in details, starting from Ondo State. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has approved the appointment of Professor Tumola Olamuyi as the Vice Chancellor of Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko, AAUA. The appointment followed the recommendation of the university's governing council in accordance with the Institutions Act and other instant regulations. Ayedatiwa Chief Press Secretary Ebenezer Adeniyan said the governing council, led by Dr. Tunji Abayomi, recommended Professor Obamuyi after he marked the best candidate of among the 50 aspirants interviewed by the Joint Council and Senate Selection Board. Professor Obamuyi is a famous scholar in banking and finance and will take over from the outgoing Vice Chancellor, Professor Olugbenga Ige. International matters. The Senate has approved a bill to allow states to have their own police forces, paving the way for a major reform that will reshape the policing structure of the conflict-racked nation. The proposed constitutional change will decentralize the country's police force, which is currently controlled by the federal government but has been overstretched by an escalating insecurity crisis. A lack of police presence in vast rural areas has worsened the country's security woes, allowing militant groups to operate without challenge. The change would allow each of the country's 36 states to create a police force that meets a minimum national requirement, while the federal police retains control of terrorism, counter-terrorism, border control, organized crime, and other national security issues. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Femi Falana, SAN, has warned that the creation of state police will not resolve insecurity in Nigeria unless the government addresses poverty and unemployment. Speaking with newsmen, Falana said the country's insecurity challenge was often narrowed, reduced to questions of security architecture without adequate attention to social security and the conditions driving young people into crime. His comments came after President Bola Tinubu transmitted to the Senate a bill seeking to amend the 1999 Constitution to provide for the establishment of state police services across the Federation. This midday news is coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM, Emrele Owo. Still to come on the foreign scene, South Africa take decisive step against anti-migrant violence. And in sports, Ali Shearer predicts 2026 World Cup tournament winner.
Whether you're tuning in for breaking news, in-depth analysis, or community updates, Hyper 102.7 FM remains your most trusted source. Because when it comes to news, the truth matters. Hyper FM 102.7.
Welcome back. To be a part of our program, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok at Hyper 102 FM. We are also on Radio Garden. Now to the foreign scene. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has vowed to crush any attempts to destabilize the nation's during planned anti-migrant marches next week. Citizen-led groups have set Tuesday 30th 2026 as a deadline for undocumented foreigners to leave and called for nationwide marches against illegal immigration, marking a crescendo amount of protests that have at times turned violent. The unofficial ultimatum was stoked fierce as its resurgence to xenophobic violence that has claimed several lives in the past. Still on the foreign scene, Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem has said Israel is in Lebanon not because of missiles but because it wants to swallow it up and occupy it. United States mediated talks between Israel and Lebanon that were slated to end last night but will go on for another day, resuming Washington later today. Head of the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, said the agency has been tasked with inspecting Iran's nuclear site as part of the US-Iran deal. And to the sports. Former England striker Alan Shearer has selected his ideal Three Lions 11 that could potentially win the 2026 World Cup tournament. England is regarded as one of the front runners for the title. The back-to-back UEFA Euro runner-up boasts a talented squad guided by the German coach Thomas Tuchel. They commenced their campaign positively with a 4-2 victory over Croatia. And to end the Hyper 102.7 FM midday news, let's take another look at the main points. We told you in the course of the bulletin that Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has approved the appointment of Professor Tumola Olamuyi as the Vice Chancellor of Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko. We also informed you that the Senate has approved a bill to allow states to have their own police forces, paving the way for a major reform that will reshape the policing structure of the conflict-racked nation. On the foreign scene, South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa has vowed to crush any attempts to destabilize the nation during planned anti-immigrant marches next week. And And finally, in the sporting arena, former England striker